this light on.
Oh shit. Okay. And hi, and welcome to Gay Out the City. I'm your host, Prince Electro Diamond, and today I am here with Ambassador Florida manager, Giovanni's Party's founder, talent manager, former go-go dancer, and OnlyFans content creator, Giovanni Milani. How you doing today, sexy?
Good girl, good. Living the dream in the middle of a shoot right now.
Of
How
course,
are you?
girl.
How are
I
you?
am good.
So how
I
long have
am
you been
good.
doing this for?
I've been interviewing people. Okay, so I've done this podcast in total. I'm entering my second year now. I've been interviewing people since last January.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Do you like it?
I like it a lot. It's sometimes people aren't the most reliable, but other than that, I
I,
like it
I feel bad.
overall.
It's like...
No, girl, you ain't the longest I waited for. Literally, I'll just spill some tea here. I've already said it on here. Rico made me wait an hour.
Who's Rico?
Rico, winner of Go Go for the Gold season 1, lives out in LA.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't make you wait an hour, so that's
Yes.
good.
So, what was it like for you growing up as a kid in New Jersey?
So I grew up in Baltimore, Maryland.
Oh, you.
It's just as you'd think. Awful. Baltimore's very white trash, ghetto, and I only go back for weddings or funerals.
I don't know. Well. The thing is, shit. I'm living at home now. Like, I've lived in Florida my whole life. I cannot wait to fucking leave. Like,
Really, I love South Flow. It's so much fun. But I guess I'm not from here, so
no. And I need to go to a different extreme. I feel like it's been a little too safe here. So my plan is to like record it. I'm a musician, so my plan is to like move to Detroit, like get into a studio. Like I have an album written. I just want to like put it out. Like,
why Detroit, girl? Out of all the places, Detroit.
because Detroit's cheap.
Oh, yeah, it's fucking this bitch. Okay.
So, what was it like for you coming out?
It was awful. To be honest, very awful. I was thrown out of my house. I had to do some things to survive, but made me a stronger person.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't easy.
I get it. I was okay. So I say in some ways I was fortunate because I only had to come out to one parent because I came out 4 months after my mom died. So it's just having to come out to my dad, and then I have like an older sister. Although I did make a mistake. I came out to a youth minister at the church.
Oh shit, girl, shit. How'd they
and
take?
and I told him about this performance idea I had with like a knife and how I'd practice stabbing myself because I'm dramatic.
Oh my god, how
And
would they take? Would they send you to like fucking one of those like what are those camps called? Would they pray the gay away?
that came after I got put in a mental institution.
Wait. So you went to one of those camps?
Not a conversion camp. I went to conversion therapy.
And how did that go? Obviously, you're still gay.
It went very well as I tossed my weave. No, it was, as I say, all the shit that like happens. I'm one of those people who's like all the shit that's happened to me in my life. As I say, I've been suicidal twice. I've been raped. I've been sexually assaulted. Like all the shit that's happened to me made me the strongest motherfucker that I am today. Like,
Hey, girl.
yeah,
The ringer too, so I understand. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger, and the more trauma you have, the funnier you are.
exactly. People are so boring. People like, I've never had anything happen in my life. I'm like, must be lucky to be you.
Yeah, but can you imagine just being boring all your life and never having any trauma at all?
I'm like, how did you see? This is the thing. As an artist, I'm like, well, first of all, if you haven't had any trauma, you can't become an artist. Like,
True.
Does this guy have a yeah, yeah.
Very true.
so
And
okay.
sorry, like, I'm in the middle of a podcast. You guys are being really rude. Joking. That was so. This is Monster Karen. I launched his career and then he Judas me. Uh-huh.
Yes, I know, girl. You are the I would say one of the like talent agents of South Florida, like in terms of.
Thank you, Bill.
Yeah.
I launched careers and get Judas by steroiding Karens. Just let me stop roasting him. Mami tem a puta.
So, okay. So what? I guess what made you move to Miami? Then, like, of all the places you could have lived.
Well, I used to come down here and strip every winter because like there's a lot of rich sugar daddies and I liked Florida, so every winter I'd come down to here and strip, and then during the summer I'd go strip in DC, and then in Mardi Gras season I go strip in New Orleans. So I was like a traveling stripper. When one city would run me out of town, I just go to another.
Yeah.
So it's convenient, you know. You can be a hoe anywhere.
That's true. And like I will say the area I grew up in, so I'm in South Florida, but I'm like in small town South Florida, so like the
Where?
first chance where am I at? You would have no idea. I'm literally an hour north of West Palm Beach. That's the easiest way to like
Oh yeah, I don't.
people.
I don't even know like I literally don't even know like don't need the square mile of Voto Manors.
You shouldn't need to. There's nothing. Like I mean, but when I did run away, I ran away to Orlando, which
How was that?
loved them. That was I will say that's where I discovered drag. And I actually discovered drag in like the oddest way because I started performing in straight bars.
And straight bars they drag?
No, I was the drag artist among a bunch of bros who would bring their guitar to open mic nights, and I make electronic music. So I'd hand the DJ my iPod and have these electronic beats thumping through this tiny little bar, and like,
How did that transpire? Were they about it?
owners were cool with me except for like one night. So one night I had ended one of my sets by screaming "motherfucker" into the microphone, and then I got told by the owners the following week not to do that. I'm like, I'm in a bar. Like, I'm not allowed to fucking swear? Seriously?
Yeah, right.
And they said there's old people there. I'm like, so?
Yeah, fuck that. We're here to have John and Kiki. Oh, my God. It's such a long day. So wait, we met at Hamburger Mary's the other day.
Yes. And I will admit, I wanted to come on Saturday, but I had to stay up here because I was doing an interview, so I couldn't leave town.
So every Sunday is a boardwalk. Every Sunday we do the shake that ass Sundays.
See, I know. My thing is, I work Monday through Friday. That's like the worst part. Like, so if I have to do shit because I literally stay down there, it's like I have to leave like Friday night and like or like leave Saturday night and come back up Sunday. I work an actual job. I know it sucks.
Oh my God, girl! I miss like normal life. This
Really?
is exhausting.
I love how you're saying it's exhausting while people are getting fucked on the background. Like,
Hear that?
oh, cool.
I'm like, oh my God.
No, listen, you're like a manager of like a porn Well, I shouldn't say a porn studio, like a porn, like, I say, like, shooting location? Is that, like, a better way to describe it? Like,
So like I manage like dancers and I like was OnlyFans and like I help people launch their careers. So yeah, I guess you could say that.
yeah.
And then my friend Anthony, he's about to open a studio on the drive, so I'm gonna be working there and helping out with that. So I'm
Word.
excited about that. I'm trying to find. Sorry, I'm looking for like good lighting. Alright, it's better here. Okay.
You're fine, David. So, okay, so when did you become a fixture in the Wilton Manor nightlife scene?
So I was a stripper, and
Right.
um, so I was friends with the old owners of the boy, Gabe and David Dutch. I like love them to death, but they wanted to sell the boy. So I had friends who wanted to buy it. So I facilitated the sale of it. And then when I facilitated the sale of it, I said, I will facilitate it if I become general manager. So it kind of just happened from that, me finessing my way to general manager. And then from there, I had my side business where I like rent out strippers to parties. And then I started doing filming other people's porns. And then I started managing people, and it just grew from there. So just like
Yeah.
seizing the opportunity, life's all about seizing the right opportunities when it happens.
Or creating your own.
Yeah, you have to, girl.
Of course, like, this podcast came out of me not being able to get booked because, like, as I say, drag queens don't like it that I can sing live.
Girl, sometimes you have to create your own fucking lane,
Yeah.
you know? And I've always been a hustler.
Yeah.
Gotta just make it happen, girl. And
Exactly.
I've had a lot of failures in life, trust me. A lot of flops.
But you gotta flop. Like,
I know, girl. But
failures.
the more flops, though, the more you grow and learn.
And it's like, the thing is, you can't always know what you're gonna get into when you start.
Yeah, Coke fucked me up.
That's the
No,
way I look at it. Because when I started this shit, I didn't know that I was gonna be successful. Like, I didn't know I was gonna be able to interview people like past interview like 3.
And like, it's not even my
now,
video.
how many interviews have you done?
I did all that.
This will be 61.
No, we could just go. We could take that back. We could just
Yeah.
That's okay.
Anyways, we're over here.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, girl, I've had my ups and downs, Trust me, girl. Trust me. I've had some. Oh my goodness.
So, okay. I'm gonna ask you the question I ask all go-go dancers,
Uh-huh.
current or former. So, when you were performing, I'm gonna put it this way: how did you react when people inappropriately touched you?
I mean, I was like, I don't know. I'm so desensitized to it. I was like a sex object from a young age, so it never really bothered me. But I know, just like fucked up. I'm like just desensitized to it.
Is that eventually what it does? You just become like desensitized. It probably shocks you at first, and all of a sudden you're like, "Oh well, it's just gonna fucking happen." Well, but that's also like a sad thing that you have to think like that.
So when I was like 16 around the house, I was like pimped out, raped a lot, went through a lot. So it kind of desensitized you to it.
And like, so I've always said, like, especially like when you're raped, I'm one of those people who says, like, especially like some of your like first experiences, I say you go one of two ways: either you become extremely sexually repressed, or you sleep with the whole world.
Um,
And
I mean, I'm not a whore. Yeah, I can see where you're going from.
well, that's what I did. Like, I felt, because that was my first experience, was being raped. So it's like I almost had like no value. So it's like when I finally like got out of like in my head, I was like I don't like it. I don't like sleeping around with a bunch of people. That's just me.
I don't really either. I just like I don't even look at. I don't know. I'm so desensitized to sex. I don't really like. I'm just like whatever. I think when you become desensitized to it, it's been
Yeah.
like so transactional for me. It definitely is like fucked up, like relationships and stuff throughout my life.
Yeah. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. So, have you ever had a tip stolen off of your body?
Oh no, I'd fuck someone up. I don't play by my coin. Oh no, man.
Motherfuckers know not to. Well, first of all, oh shit. Let's see. One moment. Shit. Technical difficulties. There we go.
Sorry, bro.
Yeah. You're good, bub. So,
if you guys are really like needing me, I don't know if you.
No, we're just filming one more.
Sorry, bro. I fucking did not mean to click off.
yeah.
Where the hell is my fucking shit? What the fuck? My bad. Can you? Is it? I tried to. Is this good?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. It didn't start over, did it?
No.
Okay, cool.
Believe me, girl. Whenever you J Wolf Lenore, he did that like 3-4 times. I had to like get him back on. Like,
Oh, I love him. He's my little baby. I always book him. He's such a cutie.
of course, that's actually why when you met me in Hamburger Mary's, I was there to meet him, and I'd already interviewed Phoenix. So like,
Oh, I love them. They're so cute.
Yeah.
Phoenix is adorable. And you interviewed like Rob, Tanner Vaughn.
yes.
I love calling him my boyfriend. He's not really my boyfriend, but
That was one of the things I was gonna ask. I'm like, did you all seriously? You all didn't seriously date? No way.
no, I just like trolling him. But I have a video on Twitter of me finger blasting his butthole. He asked me to delete it, but I refused to.
Well,
We're
because
gonna-
my
we're
thing
gonna-
was like, if he had quote unquote cheated on you, the thing was, I was gonna say if you were stupid enough to get in a monogamous relationship with him, I know he wasn't about that. Like,
Oh no,
I knew that when I fucking talked to him.
I was totally just trolling, and I didn't believe it. Like I was like for real. I just went with it because he was mad about it. But yeah, I just like pissing him off. Hi, Tanner Vaughn.
I mean, he might see this. He and I are kind of friends. I'm kind of friends with a lot of people. Like, I don't have any close friendships.
Same. I'm kind of friends with this bitch.
I'm your BFF, right?
Monster Karen. So I launched this bitch's career.
My career would be nothing without Giovanni Milani.
Thank you. Thank you.
So, what made you decide to stop being a go-go dancer?
When I started managing, and like I was in the sex industry since 16.
Yeah.
So I didn't want to do it forever. And I like managing. It's fun. I mean, it has its ups and downs, you know. But girl, I'm just trying to survive this crazy game called life. You know,
Right.
it's not easy, but just gotta keep on trucking.
And the
But
thing is, like, when I say it's not like that I have stopped performing, it's that I don't get opportunities. It's like I'll go back. Like my thing was, the craziest thing was I had to take a year off. So like, we'll take like half a year off almost. So like now I'm just doing what I need to get back in.
yeah, I mean, if someone doesn't create a lane for you, you open your own lane. And when people
Yeah.
bitch about like, oh, I'm like, girl, go make your own show. And when people have critiques of my show, I'm like, if you don't like it, go make your own show. It's not that hard. Get some funds up, find a venue, make your own show if you know so much. You know, like it's not rocket science. You know what I mean?
But people don't want to put in the work and like put in the like time and like especially doing this, people don't want to get the rejection, which
Girl, I've
or
had
get
500 no's before I got my yes. You know,
that's
I have too many venues I reach out to every day. I'm told no every day.
I'd say you probably will. Are you? I don't know much about Wilton. So is Wilton bigger than what I think it is, or am I just like?
It's kind of, I mean, it's like it has a big gay scene, but it's not too big.
So you probably reach out to like every club that's there, almost.
Yeah, and there's clubs that I've reached out to that said no, and a year later they're begging me to work with them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So just perseverance, and you know, like I've always been a hustler and shit. I've always been about my coin, and now I do it legally.
And you got to realize that sometimes people may seem like they don't want to do things, but eventually they come around. That's how I got. That's how I got my guest next Thursday. Like he finally came around.
Who's your guest next Thursday?
Peter Apollo from Go Go for the Gold.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, you just gotta, girl. People are eventually, you know what I mean? It's funny when
Yeah.
like the same people that rejected you and then begging to work with you. That's what I think is funny. I'm like, oh wow, 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 wow. Like who
Well, the
came
thing
out?
was, he thought I was intimidating. I'm not a bitch unless you've done something to me, and then like I might be a bitch. But like,
That's what people think about me, and then I'm a bitch.
well, I mean, I didn't think you were a bitch. Okay. Looking from the outside, I think most people are bitches. Like, and that's
What,
just because.
what would you say? Look outside looking in. Do I come across as a bitch? Girl, you can't hurt my feelings. Wait, hold on. I can't hear you. Is your mic off? I can't hear you. Is your mic on, Bill? Uh, hold on. I don't know why I can't hear. Hold on. Are you sure it's not on mute? I think we can
Okay,
testing.
can you hear me now?
Uh-huh.
Okay, I just unplugged it and plugged it back in. Okay. So what I was saying, I will admit, you okay, I'm being real with you. Boom. A little bit of a thought, like, but that's also what you want people to think. That's what you want people to think, right?
Yeah, I don't mind.
It's not like I thought anything bad. Well, this is the thing. As I always say, being a bigger person, I am always intimidated by skinny people. It's just, it's just facts of life. And then once I started interviewing people, I'm like, no, people are fucking nice. You got to give them a chance. Like,
You can't judge a book by its cover. Douchebags come in every size and shade.
and there's sometimes people will pretend to be nice to your face, and then all of a sudden they'll start ghosting you.
Oh, like, I'm not like that. If I don't like someone, I would not be fake nice.
You'll be fake nice.
No, I won't be. I'm not a fake nice
Okay.
person.
Yeah.
If I don't like someone, they'll definitely know it.
And that's, I found it more with like people from LA. Well, people originally from the West Coast who live in LA.
Oh god, people in LA, all those like wanna be like celebrities, and you know what I mean, like all those like oh, I can't. I went to LA once. I was like, this is not my scene.
It's not mine either. I realized like I thought about moving out there at one point. I'm like, no, I will. I'm gonna say I'm gonna say the wrong thing to the wrong person because I'm a fucking opinionated bitch. Like I'm gonna say what I if I think you're untalented, I'm gonna be the person to tell you I think you're untalented.
Oh girl, I have to do that all the time. I turn on strippers.
It's like, oh, you're a rapper who made an album. Okay, you can't fucking rap. Like,
Girl, I do that all the time with strippers. Like, girl, it's not for you. But you just have to be honest with people. But hey, I don't. Maybe they suck to us, but maybe they're great to someone else. You never know.
yeah. So, okay. So what was it? Okay, so obviously, as I said before, you did OnlyFans. So what was it like shifting from being someone who's in front of the camera to someone who's like behind the camera?
It was hard at first because once you're valued as a sex object all your life, and then you're not anymore, it's just like when you think that's all your value. And I had to learn that, like, I'm much more than that. Like, I'm intelligent. Like, I was only valued since 16 as a sex object by these old perverts. And I was like getting raped and abused and hurt, and no one only valued me for that. So I had to realize that, like, I'm way more than that, and I had to learn that. You know what I mean? I had to learn that, like, beauty fades, but like everything else, I had to value everything else about me. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, that's why like everyone's like I look at like the hot people and I'm like, at least this is my view. I'd rather be talented than be like what people consider like traditionally attractive. Like it's taken me a while to like get past the you're not ugly bitch, you're you.
But you know, beauty fades, stupid lasts forever.
Yeah. And it's like they're gonna be washed. The people who like are jerks and like are like beautiful and they just ride that, they're gonna be washed up at 30, 40.
And like, there's nothing more unattractive than someone who, I don't care how beautiful you are. If you have a shitty personality and you're not humble, I don't want to work with you at all. There's fucking people with abs are a dime a dozen. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm very selective about who I work with, just because like I like protecting my peace and my mental health, whatever's left of it.
there's nothing wrong. Well, this is the thing. When people say, "Oh, that person's crazy," the newsflash: artsy people aren't like sane. And if you're a sane artsy person, you like make bland stuff. You're like one of those watercolor people that paints like trees. Like
Oh
the
yeah, I'm
fuck.
crazy girl. If you haven't been able to tell. But I like it. I like being crazy.
There's nothing wrong with like being crazy, like crossing the line, doing shit to piss people off. Like,
I love trolling. It's fun. It's like an art.
but see, you tag people you troll. I do the like subtle shade where I like will post a general statement and then like I know who I'm talking about and the person might know who I'm talking about, but I'm gonna say it's you.
Yeah, no, I definitely do. My favorite person to troll would be Eris. Let's girl Eris. But yeah, I mean, I'll put an at to it. I'll definitely add to it.
Well, the thing is, I can't. In some ways, I feel like I can't burn bridges. Although, if I feel I have to burn a bridge, it's not even sometimes I have to burn a bridge. It's sometimes I have to tell people the truth, and like I'm not gonna stop it. Like if you come on here and like you talk to me, and all of a sudden you're asking me for $1,000 to fucking interview you, I'm gonna put you on blast. Like,
You're right. Has someone done that before?
yeah, the I want to say I don't know if he's a current porn star, but I know he used to be. Topher DiMaggio.
Oh, he asked for $1,000 to interview him.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he was like that girl 10 years ago.
That's my point. It's like
No, I'm joking. I don't. That's rude.
it's. But I'm like, seriously, you're gonna ask me for that? I'm like,
Really? That much to interview
yeah.
him?
And I didn't even think about it. I'm like, not interested. Like, no.
Yeah, no thanks. Trying to like walk away from like the sex sounds. Oh god, why does this have like a
So, okay. Here's a question: is it as sexually exciting as many people would believe running a studio where people are like constantly like doing like half naked photo shoots and filming porn?
No, I don't really. Maybe just. I mean, I'm just so desensitized to it. I don't really give a
Well,
shit.
that's yeah. I mean, like that's fair. I've always like people who like I want to do porn. I want to do porn. I'm like, it's not as I don't know much about like the behind the scenes stuff, but it's not as magical as people think. Like,
No, it's not at all. Most bitches don't make shit. You know, they're also sucking dick on the side and shit.
and
So
plus, like, yeah,
it's not
you,
not a glamorous life. I mean, I would have never went into the sex industry if I wasn't forced into it, and it wasn't survival. You know what I mean? A lot of people, it's just like survival. Like when I was like the GM of like La Boy, it was sad because it's like these little 18-year-olds that are like thrown out of their house, and you know they have nothing and they have no one, and this is their only way to feed themselves. You know, if they don't make $100 that night, they're not gonna have a hotel room, and like that's why like this job is deeper than a career to me because like I see myself in them as a young age, and I want to protect them from all like the harm and abuse that I went through. So I do. It's more than a job to me. I really do look out for these people, and I really like do want to protect them from what I went through.
okay, yeah,
So
yeah. I mean, I get it. Like, in some ways, you're like, in some ways, you're like mom. Like,
oh yeah, For sure. I'm Captain Saberhaw.
I mean, I literally do. I am. This is my thing. I'm one of those people, especially like when I get people on here and like I become like friends with them. I'm someone who's like, until you give me reason not to defend you, I will defend you if somebody comes for you.
Me too, girl. And I'll
Yeah.
always have your back. Well, I appreciate you interviewing me.
No.
I'm not really that. I don't think I'm that interesting, but.
Well, this is the thing. Like, I've had people with like less to work on, but like, this is the shit of like, I always say I have to sometimes make like quote unquote glamour out of like nothing. And like, and I mean, like, let's get real. My fans just want like me to interview hot people. It's like, I like doing it too, but like, I like having a mix of like also interviewing substantive people sometimes because it's like not just people who have nothing to say.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, people, yeah, it's hot. I don't know. This is hot. They're boring. They're so boring. You know. I've had a very colorful life. Let me tell you.
Well, that's the thing. Like, colorful people are usually more interesting. One of my like friends has lived like all over the country and like all over the world, and like he's done it all: sex work, like stripping, all of it. And he's like, once he got out of that life, he was like, "But it made me the person I am today." And he's a musician as well. And it's like, yeah, like as I always say, being a like musician, being a singer songwriter is literally just the simple fact of it's the one thing where you're not like given a roadmap. It's you're basically just you have this talent and like you have to go through experiences. Eventually, you write about them, and that's why like I'm planning on releasing an album this year. And it's like the reason I didn't do it is because I wasn't ready to fucking talk before now, and it's like now I'm like almost 30, and I realize I'm like my thing is I thought I was gonna be dead by now. Like
Me too, girl. Trust me, me too.
that's why I was
Not,
like
not that I'm here. I'm like, fuck. I made no plans.
that was the thing when people say like why didn't you plan? I'm like I thought I was gonna be dead like 5 years ago. That's why I didn't make any plans.
On that, girl. But we're here, so we gotta make it the best of it.
Exactly. So, what made you want to start doing? I'll just say the short one. What made you want to start doing Geo's parties?
I mean, so when I was running the strip clubs, like I would just part of my job was running the parties, and then when I left being the gym, I branched out and just I'm doing events now. So I do my own events and I work with different clubs, but it's my shit. So I don't work for people; I work with people.
Of
Yeah, I
course,
like that.
nobody wants to work for people.
No, I don't really. I don't like working for people. I like working with people.
No, because then you have people saying like, "Oh, you can't do this, you can't do that." It's like,
Yeah, I've always been my own boss. Even I mean, I've always been a CEO. But like, so I did 2 years in prison before for being a CEO, something illegal. But now I do legal stuff. So
first of all, if anyone, I would say, I've only done illegal shit once, but it's like my thing was if at some point you're gonna get to the point where like you have to think, you have the conversation, you have the like thoughts in your mind of like, what would it be like to sell drugs? What would it be like to have sex with somebody for money? Like, it honestly be better than working a 9 to 5. Like,
yeah, but I used to sell coca, and I went to prison for 2 years for it. No fun. Could you imagine what it's like being a little twink going into the wolf pit? Ugh.
so okay. since I didn't know that, I can ask you about that now. So,
Just give me
is
1
it?
second. Let me ask my mom. What are you doing?
What's it called?
Are you done?
They're asking. They're asking if you're gonna do this one.
All right, I will.
All right.
Wait, right now, or you just you?
Well, I mean, if you'll be done in a reasonable time.
Yeah, fine. Can I restart this in 10 minutes?
What, you need like a 10-minute break? Yeah.
Is it okay, baby? Do you care?
Well, how much longer?
I'll since I don't want to like split this up into 2 parts, I'll just like stay live and like you can come back in time.
Okay, 5 more minutes. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm sorry, bro. To make sure these bitches are okay. And they want to throw me in a scene, apparently.
Alright, go on.
But go on, bro. Ask your questions.
Oh, okay. Alright, so would you okay, I'll rephrase this question. So would you ever consider doing reality TV?
I would do it. Yeah,
He's got 5 minutes.
I would.
I've gone back and forth with thinking about it. My thing is like I'd rather do a docu-series because it's like I'm full in control, like living the life of me. Never show me without my wig because I let the guests see me without the wig, but like
Really?
I run my mouth. Like I need some sort of anonymity.
Oh, really?
It's like having like a troll account. Or you can just like troll and no one knows who it is.
And plus, like the reason everyone's like, "Why have a stage name?" It's like, again, back to the run of the mouth. It's like running the mouth and like eventually, like, especially when I started wearing bodysuits, I was like, "Fuck it." I'm gonna fucking own it. Like, if people don't want to stare at my body, I'm not forcing anyone to look at me. Like,
Fuck these people. Who cares what the fuck any of these facts thing? That's awful.
yes. Okay, so okay. Have you ever gotten or would you consider getting plastic surgery?
Um. Huh. So this med spa started sponsoring my parties, so I'm gonna get my fat dissolved in my stomach and my fat put in my ass in like 2 weeks. So yeah, for sure.
Oh, work. My answer is I'll consider it when I need it.
I wanna eventually get back to being a whore. I'm sick of man ungrateful bitches. Right there. Mom,
Work.
yeah.
So, what's your dating life been like?
Shut up. Why are you even looking like that? Hmm?
Because this is the dating life I can only imagine.
So I was dated
This was like on a whim. Think a little harder.
it's been okay.
Don't be afraid. To
Yeah.
dig it, darling.
I was in a last relationship was for like 3 years with this twin. He was cute. I like him. I mean, he's fucking crazy. I don't know. I like being single. I operate single better. I like being a whore and doing whatever I want.
See, I mean, I get being single. Like, I have been single.
We're getting older.
Well, it's complicated.
Older and they're getting hotter. Yeah.
It's
Like,
complicated. Got it.
He wants to like commit, but he knows that I want to leave and he wants to stay in Florida. So like,
Well, vomit now. Adios.
but I mean, I like him. Like, we've been having sex for years, so like now it's just and it's like fuck it. Like, I've literally had sex longer with him than any relationship. I've been having sex with him for like 5 years, and I've only been in one relationship in the last a year. So like, clearly I'm doing better with him than with somebody else.
Well, then, girl, go for it. My next relationship, though, I just want someone rich. I don't want to work. Sick of working. If I have to suck a 9-year-old dick, I don't care. Tired of working. I have no morals.
I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I may date some old person too. Marry him, get all the money, and then
I'll slob on some dinosaurs nom.
Work. So, what's your relationship to drugs and alcohol?
Oh, I never do.
All right, we gotta wrap this up now. This is right here on that. We're gonna wrap up.
Shut up. Whatchamacallit? I have to do the shoot really quick. Would you want me to do a second part when I get home or no? Would you want to?
You said do a second part?
Really quick before they fucking murder me.
Okay. Like what time are you getting home?
I'm like 30, 45 minutes.
Okay, yeah, I can.
Would that work for you, Bill?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Hey.
Okay, so we're gonna continue this. I've never done this. We're gonna continue this. I'll end right now. I'll go live. Just message me. I'll go live again, and then I'll come back.
It was good kicking with you, Bill.
Yes.
I'm home in like 30, 45 minutes, okay?
Okay, deal.
I'm sorry, I didn't know that I was going to film with these Karens. They're just like, can't eliminate gangbangs. Woo.
It's called triple penetration.
Triple penetration. And what am I getting out of this besides, like, fucking trip to AHF? I'm joking.
Wow.
But 30 minutes, I promise. I make it worth it, girl.
Okay, deal.
Love you, Bill.
Love
I'll
you.
in a matter.
All right. Okay, so we'll be coming back to finish with Geo soon. All right, and I'll end the stream. Welcome back for part 2. This is
Giovanni Milani.
Yeah. So, okay. So, I can't remember which question I left off at. So, I think I asked you about, did I ask? Oh, okay. No, so I'll just go with what's your relationship to drugs and alcohol. I think that's where I left off.
Like I drink, you know. And I like to kiki.
Yeah.
A little bit, you know, here and there. Just usually drinking.
I mean,
What about you, sister?
I drink, but like I don't drink that often because like I had a night where I was getting handed drink after drink after drink after drink after drink. And then I got in my car and I was in West Palm Beach and I had to drive an hour home. And I got pulled over by a cop.
Oh, that's the worst. I got a DUI before. That shit sucks.
I didn't get the DUI because my dad saved me, luckily.
Oh, that's good, girl. You dodged that one.
I did. That's like kind of my wake-up call. And plus, I'm a singer. It's better for me not to be drinking all this shit before I'm supposed to be like singing anyway. It's better for me just to have like water and like be fine.
Does it affect your vocal cords?
Alcohol's not the best thing for your vocal cords. It kind of like dries it out.
Why is that?
Why is that? I don't know exactly why. I just know that alcohol dries out your vocal cords.
But yeah, so I mean, I'm a party promoter, so I'm always drunk. Kinda. I drink at my parties.
I thought you trying to be. I thought you trying to be sober. Like at one point.
Me trying to be sober? No, I don't want to.
What? That lasts for a day? Like.
I just don't have a desire to, girl.
Well, I mean, I get it. Like, especially as I always say when like go-go dancers used to say like, "Oh yeah, I drink all the time." I'm like, yeah, I can understand why you'd want to be fucked up to do that because people
Well,
treat go-go dancers any way they want to.
You have to deal with all these annoying ass customers, and see, like, I have to deal with all these annoying ass shippers all the time that want me to baby them. I'm stuck in a short bus. I'm stuck in a short bus and can't get off.
Alright, so have you suffered with body insecurities?
Of course, like, I went from being really hot and shape stripper to kind of out of shape and around a bunch of hot strippers all the time. So, of course, like, yes, of course, yeah. Just being in this industry, around it all the time, you know what I mean? Of course, so yeah.
Well, mine was so obviously I said before I had them. I also had like an unrealistic goal of what I should weigh.
Why is
So
that?
I'm 6'3". Obviously, you know this that I'm tall. I'm a tall bitch.
Uh-huh.
Like my goal was to weigh 150 pounds. I'm like, that doesn't add up.
That wouldn't even look good on you, girl. I'm 150 pounds, 6'3".
That would mean I'm anorexic.
Yeah, girl, you know what that. What's the average weight for 6'3"?
What?
What would be the average weight of 6'3"? Like, what is that?
6'3", I think. God, I don't even know. I think like the latest. I think it's like 190, and then like the lightest I've ever been, like in like most recent times, is probably like 290. But that's because like I have like I'm a thicker bitch. Like
There's nothing wrong being the thick bitch, girl.
yeah.
Speaking about thick bitches, you just interviewed Nicki Minaj. I love her. That's
Yeah.
like this. She's the character, that one. Pain in my ass, but I love her.
I know she's
Fucking psycho.
Well, I mean, when she was here, she was like, I knew she wasn't in a good spot, but I'm like, listen, this is the place to be in a bad spot. Like, because in some way, I'm like, I kind of feel like I have like mom energy too. So it's like, I'm going to be the person to like want to comfort somebody when they're upset. Like, I'm not the person who's like, whatever. Like,
I think she's really doing well right now. She got her own at the Hamburger Mary's. So I do one show a month, and then she got her Outcast show there. She's so Impala. She's on the rise. You can't keep a bad bitch down. Shout out to Nikki. Love you, Nicki Monet. Love you, girl.
Yeah, you don't ever stop. Like, you just keep on going. Like, nobody wants to like do that shit. Like,
sink or swim, bitch. Sink or swim. But yeah, she's always been an inspiration to me. We've always looked out for each other. I love her to death. Love her.
Yeah. And I mean, you really do. I would say you probably, at least from what I know, you seem like the kind of person who would like look out for people.
I do. Like, I'll go without to help others, which sometimes is like an issue. But when you do right by people, usually it comes back to you somehow. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I can kind of get that. Well, I get it. Like, I have. Because this is my thing. As I said, I'm the person. I've never fucked over anybody that like didn't like need to be. I've been fucked over by somebody. Like, probably the hardest time was like, so someone who was supposed to be my best friend, like, waited till 4 months after my mom died to like all of a sudden say, "I'm sorry you lost your mom," and I'm like, this is why you're not my best friend anymore. Like,
4 fucking months. What? That's fucked up.
It was somebody I'd known since preschool, like, and we were 18, or I was 18, and she's like, yeah, she took 4 fucking months to like reach out, and I'm like,
what a selfish cunt. 4 fucking. Oh my god. Oh yeah, I would never tell this in my life.
No, that's why like my best friend is. This is the thing, like I love my best friend. My best friend's name is Sean. He's been friends with me for like, God, I think he said like, I think we're at like 10 years now, maybe like. And he saw me through like everything. He saw me through the lowest point, because.
Well, you know what they say. You're a good person. If you have, it's always a red flag when someone doesn't have long-term friends. You know what I mean? If someone doesn't have any long-term friends.
Oh my. Yeah. I just thought about that. Yeah, you have a good point. Like, because I'm trying to think, like, that's honestly why you say why I wouldn't survive in LA, because I don't do the like we're friends for like a month.
Oh yeah.
And then like
LA gays are so fake. You can never.
I know there's someone who came on this podcast who's like, I was sitting there defending all this like shit from, and like they were saying, oh, everyone thinks I'm fake, and I'm like, it's okay, babe. And then all of a sudden, like a few months later, I found out, well, they're fucking right.
Yeah, probably because you are, sister.
Like, I'm like, mess. You talk about how you're an actor and you never are on set. Like,
Yeah, what were you, like a background? You're extra? Cool, girl.
They're a reality star. That's their form of acting.
Oh, God. Everyone's yeah, so cringe. Oh,
so, what are your thoughts on how the LGBT community is being treated today?
How they're featured? Like when you
How they're being treated.
I mean, I think we're treated pretty well. I don't feel like I don't have any rights. I don't feel like oppressed. I don't feel. Maybe just because I live in a gay city, Wilton Manors.
Yeah.
If I lived in like rural Bumblefuck, Kentucky, I'd feel differently. But I live in Wilton Manors, so I don't feel that oppressed. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, like, as I always say, like, the problem isn't in America. Like, anyone who thinks the problem is in America, it's like, no, the problem's, we need to be taking action to deal with what's overseas, because we've already got what we're gonna have, pretty much.
True, but I mean, you know what I mean? That's why I would never like, it's gonna sound rude. I would never travel to like a Muslim country or anything like that. Like, I would never go to a country where they hate us. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to get thrown. I want to get thrown off a building and I want to go to jail. You know? I would never go there. You know?
Listen, it's like, some people would say that's like a bad thing to say. I think it's honestly the way you have to be. It's like, you don't want to generalize people, but in some ways you kind of have to, because you're not, there's not going to be the few that are saving you. You're going to have to deal with the masses.
You know, I mean, like, well, if the country is illegal, I would never go there. Like, what? You know what I mean? They just, they don't like us, so why would we go there?
But there's plenty of people who argue, like, Dubai is beautiful. I'm like, and?
Yeah, I would never go there. It's beautiful, but I'm not trying to sit in jail for sucking dick. You know what I mean?
and
Hell
I
no.
and I have a feeling you would get into tons of trouble in any country you go in.
I'll stay right here. I like it here. I've actually never
Yeah,
been out of the country.
I haven't been since I was a kid, and like
Where'd you go?
I went to the Bahamas as a kid on a cruise.
Aw.
Yeah,
I would go to like Mexico or like somewhere like South America, but probably nowhere. I nowhere too crazy. Girl, I've already been to prison once, so I'm trying to go back.
Okay, so I'm gonna pry a little bit. What did you go to prison for?
So, I had this boyfriend, and I was trafficking cocaine with him and got caught.
See, a harmless crime. Like,
Yeah, I don't feel bad about it. I think it does.
that's why like one of my plans is like, well, actually, my best friend was an accounting major, and I'm like, can you teach me how to like embezzle money? Like,
Right.
because that's the thing. Like, do some fucking Martha Stewart crime shit. Like,
Some white collar shit.
yeah,
Some of the federal prisons are they're like movie theaters and shit.
and I mean, so what? If I take like $100,000 from Disney, they're $1 billion company. They're not gonna miss it.
Yeah, fuck them. And you know, when I was in there, I was getting. I mean, in the beginning it sucked, but towards the end, I had a boyfriend. I was railed out everywhere. I was just like, drop the soap, So I was.
So it's not a horror story like the way that they try and make people see that it is.
In the beginning, it was for sure.
Yeah.
When I gained power in there, manipulated my way, got a powerful boyfriend. Then it was okay. In the beginning, yes. Went through a lot of traumatic shit. Use your imagination, but towards the end, it was done.
Right.
But yeah, no, it definitely is. It can be awful for sure.
Well, I mean, it's prison. Like, I don't think anyone. Well, any normal people, like, if you talk about like rich white person prison, that's entirely different. That's almost like a vacation.
Those are like federal jail where like the rich people who like scam millions go.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. I'm doing something.
Can you tell me the code or something?
What code? God, get out of my face.
Or go get them.
Go to the fucking gate and get it. I'm in the middle of it. Fuck off. Sorry. Yeah, so I was in like state, which is like ghetto as hell.
Yeah.
Awful, 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 awful. But then I was working in the recycling center, and they're like, "You're gay. We're gonna give you two options. Either you can smuggle all these drugs up your ass, or we're gonna beat the shit out of you every day." I was like, "Fuck." So I could either. I only had 2 years. So I was like, "Fuck." I can either get 20 years for getting caught doing this shit, or beat up every day.
Yeah.
So I would just like. It was a moment, bro. But got out of it.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I mean, that's the only thing. It's like if you're alive, it's like, yeah, you came out alive. Like that's
You know, and the more trauma you go through, the funnier you are.
as you said, exactly. It's like, and it's like the more you can joke about things, like in some ways, I joke about my mom being dead all the time, and like some people think it's fucked up. I'm like, listen, it's my mom, not yours.
Right? I mean, humor helps you get through a lot. Finding humor in dark situations is what helped me get through a lot of trauma in life.
Yeah,
And I mean, I guess it is a coping mechanism, but hey, we all have to do what we have to do to survive in this cold world.
exactly. And to my final question, what's the biggest misconception about you?
Biggest misconception that I'm stuck up or like full of myself or like arrogant. Because sometimes like people be like at my parties and like I won't talk to them or like I won't like not like they don't realize like I'm running around doing shit like I'm working the whole time. Like
Yeah,
I'm not ignoring you. Like I'm literally working. And when it doesn't look like I'm working, I am working. Like I'm managing all these people. I'm making sure everything runs smoothly. I'd be like, oh, he didn't talk to me all night. He's such a bitch. He's so full of himself. I'm like, girl, I'm literally working, running around, having panic attacks. I'm not being a bitch. I'm literally just like fucking dying inside, trying to make sure everything runs smoothly. But it comes across like I'm like, oh, I'm better than everyone. You know what I mean?
and I think it's because people don't like get it. It's like I think that's why like you said hi to me, whatever. We had known about each other for years, but it's like that was my first chance to like meet you, and like this is the thing. Like I know anyone I meet at a party, if I ever want to like get to know them, I have to sit them down here because it's the only way you get to know people is when you get to interview them.
And like I wish I had like I don't like people don't realize like how much like behind the scenes work goes into it and I wish I had time to like talk and kiki with everyone, but then my party would flop and I wouldn't, you know what I mean? Like people don't, I have to like make sure the DJ is doing what he's supposed to do. I have to make sure the dancers are where they're at. I need to make sure, you know what I mean? People don't realize that like I'm doing a million things. I can't stop to like have a full blown conversation with every single person, or my party would flop.
Yeah,
And I guess it comes across as bitchy, but it's really just like I'm having like full blown panic attacks and trying to make sure everything goes smoothly.
it's because you're the host, and like
And I guess it does come across as like bitchy, but like it's really not. I really am not like I'm very like insecure person. I'm not like a snob. You know what I mean?
yeah,
But people think I'm like all full of myself and shit. But like I do have a lot of insecurities, and I do have a lot of like panic attacks and stress, and like you know what I mean. Like I'm not sitting there thinking I'm better than you. I'm just trying to like make it work. You know what I mean?
yeah, and like I get that. Mine would be I have two. One of them is that I'm intimidating, as I said before. I'm like, and everyone's like, it's because you wear sunglasses. It's like, listen, it's because the sunglasses I wore the night that I met you, those were my mom's. As I said, she passed away when I was 18. So, like, it's a chance for me to, like,
Oh,
take a piece of her on stage. And, like, the thing is, now I don't know how to do eyes. So, like, I have to cover my eyes up because I don't want some, like, cunty queen being like, oh, your eyes aren't done. I'm like, well, fucking teach me how to do it, bitch.
what would you say outside looking in? You would think of me. Do you think I'd be like a snob or a bitch? Like, what would you think?
Well, just if I were to just like look at you and not like look into you, bitch, I would definitely say. But that's not just like that's like white skinny person for me. Like white, and again, as we said before, don't judge a book by its cover. Like that's my first instinct, and like as I said, am I right sometimes? Yes. Am I wrong sometimes? Of course. But like some people probably think I'm a bitch too, and it's like
You can't.
that's. And then the other one is that I'm shady. Not shady. Opinionated, absolutely.
There's something wrong being a little shady.
And plus, it's like I'm not one of, as I said, I'm not one of those people who's going to tell you you're amazing when I think you're awful, because it's like, why would I think as a good person, why would I send you out into the world to get ridiculed by whatever talent agent, record producer, casting call person? Like, I feel like that's more irresponsible to just be like, oh, you're amazing, babe, go out there and get it. And like,
my girl, I get it all the time. Like when I don't hire, it's like, I can't hire every single person that wants to strip. So you don't want to hire me? Well, you're fat, bitch. You're ugly, kid. I'm like, girl, shut the fuck up. I just said it out loud. It's like you can't hire every single person. But then I'm the one that says no. So then I'm the one that gets the brunt of the bitchiness. I'm like, bitch, bye. I'm not dancing. It doesn't matter what the fuck I look like, girl. It's like, so sometimes, in this world, as a stripper, there's a standard. If you want to make money, you have to invest in your body. You know what I mean? If you want to make money, you have to invest time into it. It's a job. It's a career. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When I was a stripper, I worked out 4 hours a day. Like, I don't know. I always want to stop thinking rude, but you know what I mean?
First of all, I would get it because I get it from the performer perspective, because it's like, as a musician, if I were to cast for looking for backup dancers, it's very simple. It's like, if you don't have a fat ass, you're not gonna be on my team. Well,
also, too, drag queens, what you guys do, you know what I mean? If you put the time into it, you spend money in your costumes, you put effort. Anyone could put on a wig and collect dollars. But you just have to put time into your craft. You can tell who takes it seriously and who doesn't.
And also, I've seen some people who I will always say, I'm the person who's talent has never stopped me. I would say people's biases and favoritism has what stopped me from ever winning a competition. Because there was one competition, I was sitting there and I heard the person who went before me, and then I went up and they're like, oh, you lost by 2. I'm thinking, you fucking liars. I should have won by 4.
There's a lot of competitions and fucking pageants, favoritism and shit like that.
And plus, it's people are judging people from around this area who I saw one of them working in Wilton on Sunday, and I'm like, oh, they must have been desperate for entertainers to book this person. But I mean, as I said, I'm real. I said opinionated.
To add to it.
And also it's as you pointed out, as you know, nobody handed me anything. When people say starting a podcast, it's not like I was just handed guests. I will admit, I did the difficult way of doing things, because I went to LA first and then came back and tried to interview people in Miami. I should have done in Wilton and all that. I should have done that first, but I like a challenge.
Girl, you live, you learn. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, nothing in life was ever handed to me, girl. I built my shit from the ground up, so I don't feel bad. Oh, you know what I mean?
No, because you see what happens when people are handed stuff or people have money. It's and that's how they make things. A lot of times they make garbage.
Yeah, and they don't appreciate it as much. We appreciate it because we built it from the ground up. I know what it's like to be at 0. When I got out of prison, I had 1 pair of clothes, $0, no hope, and no family, nothing. And I started from zero and worked my way up. So I know what it's like to be at the bottom. You know what I mean? So,
And that's why. And I feel like you remember that, so that when people like, oh, he won't cast me, he won't do this. It's like you haven't gotten to like far enough away to where you've forgotten where you started.
I'll never forget where it came from. You know what I
I
mean?
feel like some people have, and like,
Oh, I can't, because as soon as you can lose it like that. And you know, I don't have anyone, so if I fail, I'm fucked. You know what I mean? I don't really have family, I don't really have people to rely on, so I have to be my own biggest fan, because if I fail, I'm fucked, girl. So that's not an option.
that's why like I get it from a music perspective. It's like when I'm making music, I'm like, look, y'all don't have to love what I do. I have to love what I do. Because at the end of the day, I'm gonna be the one who's out there promoting it. And like, especially this album that I said I've written, I'm like, this is my story. Like, it's my story that I lived to tell. That I never thought I was
You
gonna
always
live to
have
tell.
to be your own biggest fan, so when no one else claps for you, clap for yourself.
Exactly. So anyway, with that being said, it was nice to like sit down and talk to you. Like I loved getting to do this part.
But let me know when you're back in Wilton, girl. We'll keep you.
I gotta figure out. I don't know. I'll find an event.
So let me know,
Like,
bro.
yeah.
But thank you for letting me be in your podcast.
You're welcome.
I'm actually going to make a podcast with my friends at the studio, so we might have you as a guest one time when you're in town.
Oh, of course, I'd love that. Yeah.
That'd be fun. A co-collaboration.
Yes.
But yeah, definitely let me know when you're in town, baby.
I will.
And I will refer some people to you. Maybe you can interview some of my little model sluts.
Girl, I've been trying to get some of your models. I'm hoping that like
Which one?
by you being on here.
You message me which one, so I'll make it happen.
Okay.
Hey. Bye, baby.
With that being said, this is Gay Out the City. I'm your host, Prince Electro Diamond, and I hope you've enjoyed.
Love you. Mwah.